And so is the golden city blackened. With each step you take in my hall, marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven, and doom upon all the world.
The chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. It may even be too late, for I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
Snow
For generations, your family, the Couslands, has stewarded the lands of Highever, earning the loyalty of your people with justice and temperance. When your country was occupied by the Orlesian Empire, your father and grandfather served the embattled kings of your land. Today, your elder brother takes up House Cousland's banner in service to the crown, not against the men of Orlais, but against the bestial darkspawn rising in the south.
I trust then that your troops will be here shortly.
I expect they will start arriving tonight, and we can march tomorrow. I apologize for the delay, my lord. This is entirely my fault.
No. The appearance of the darkspawn in the south has us all scrambling, doesn't it? I only received the call from the king a few days ago myself. I'll send my eldest off with my men. You and I will ride tomorrow just like the old days.
True. Though we both had less grey in our hair then, and we fought Orlesians, not monsters.
At least the smell will be the same. I'm sorry, Pop, I didn't see you there. How, you remember my daughter?
I see she's become a lovely young woman. Pleased to see you again, my dear.
Always lovely to see you again, Alhau. I trust the delay with your men is nothing serious.
Poor weather, I believe. Their progress has been slow, but it's nothing you need worry about.
Oh? I thought you said the delay was your fault. You can hardly take blame for the weather.
In a manner of speaking. If I had reinforced our border levies earlier, my troops could have left before the rains. I confess, my confidence in your father allowed me some complacency. I guess that makes it as much his fault.
Indeed. Is your family here? I do miss Delilah dearly.
Oh no, I left them in Amaranthine, well away from the fighting in the south. They do send their best wishes. My son Thomas asked after you. Perhaps I should bring him with me next time.
And to what end, might I ask?
Ha! To what end, she says. So glib, too. She's just like her mother when she talks like that.
Thomas is interested, then?
The topic has come up from time to time. The young and their infatuations.
He's a few years younger than I.
As you get older, those years make less difference. A lesson often hard won.
I rather got the impression he didn't much care for me.
I'm sure that was years ago. People change.
And is this infatuation a serious one? Or a passing fancy?
Oh, perhaps. I shouldn't claim to speak for my son. His tastes are his own to decide. To be honest, I have no expectations. And your father seems determined to let you find your own way. If something did happen, well, we'd address it as befits a family of our stature.
I doubt she'll be receptive, Hal. My fierce girl has her own mind.
That speaks to your nature, not ours. I can't say I approve of the freedom your father allows.
On the contrary, I think it's an excellent idea.
Good. My son's rather fascinated with stories of your prowess as a warrior. I dare say he'd like to test it firsthand.
A fitting union, considering you and father have been friends since... how long?
We fought together under King Maric when he drove the Orlesians out of Ferelden. Heady times. The years since have not held the same promise. It's not something a youth would understand. It will be good to ride beside your father again.
Did you know King Maric well?
Your father hasn't spoken of our time with him? That man took care of his friends. As they say, he was large as life and twice as tall. It's too bad Cailan isn't half that.
You don't think much of King Cailan?
I think of him as much as he thinks at all.
That's enough, Hal. You speak of our king.
The girl did ask, your lordship, as per the latitude you allow. I merely offered my opinion.
At any rate, Pop, I summoned you for a reason. While your brother and I are both away, I'm leaving you in charge of the castle.
What? was to go into battle with you and Fergus.
I'm certain you'd more than prove yourself, but I am not willing to deal with your mother if you join the war. She'd kill me if I let you go. She's already twisted into knots about Fergus and me going.
If I don't go, then I'll kill you.
Don't make me choose which of the women in my life to fight. Your mother has the stronger sword arm after all. See what I contend with, how? There is no telling my fierce girl anything these days. Make her bless her heart.
No doubt because you've trained her as a warrior. How unique.
Let me speak with Mother. I can reason with her.
I doubt that. You know your mother, and she made it clear there is no debate.
That's not right. I should be fighting beside you.
You'll have your chance soon enough. This is no needless task. I ask you to take a great responsibility. Only a token force is remaining here, and you must keep peace in the region. You know what they say about mice when the cat is away, yes?
That's exactly why I'm wondering if sending all of our forces south is a good idea.
When the king demands it. In fact, not sending our forces south would be a distinctly bad idea. Don't worry, pup. You shouldn't see many problems, but I want you to prepare the men left here, in case.
In case of what?
Legends of the Blights tell of horrible things. These darkspawn once threatened many lands. If we can't hold them, you must prepare for the worst.
And what can I do with a handful of guards?
I trust you to do what is best. And don't be afraid to ask your mother's advice. She's Ferelden born, strong, just as you are.
I shall do my best, Father. I swear it.
I know you will. You are a Cousland, after all. But let's not speak of ominous things. We shall assume that all will go well, and the Maker will watch over us.
Are you so certain of that?
Your brother and I go into battle, not an afternoon tea. Who knows what will happen to us? I will tell you, however, you're my darling daughter. I love you, and I trust you completely to carry on the Cousland name if the worst should happen. But don't worry about me, dear girl. You'll have enough to occupy your mind while I'm gone. There's also someone you must meet. Please, show Duncan in.
It is an honor to be a guest within your hall, Teyrn Cousland.
Your lordship, you didn't mention that a Grey Warden would be present.
Duncan arrived just recently, unannounced. Is there a problem?
Of course not. But a guest of this stature demands certain protocol. I am at a disadvantage.
We rarely have the pleasure of seeing one in person, that's true. Pup, Brother Aldous taught you who the Grey Wardens are, I hope.
An order of great heroes. Our defenders against the darkspawn.
They are the heroes of legend, who ended the Blights and saved us all.
Not permanently, I fear.
Without their warning of the darkspawn rising now, half the nation could have been overrun before we'd had a chance to react. Duncan is looking for recruits before joining us and his fellow wardens in the south. I believe he's got his eye on Sir Gilmore.
If I might be so bold, I would suggest that your daughter is also an excellent candidate.
Quite talented, I'm sure. One to watch.
Honor though that might be, this is my daughter we're talking about.
Is there a reason I shouldn't join them?
You did just finish saying that Grey Wardens are heroes, old friend.
I've not so many children that I'll gladly see them all off to battle. Unless you intend to invoke the right of conscription.
Have no fear. While we need as many good recruits as we can find, I've no intention of forcing the issue.
Pup, can you ensure that Duncan's requests are seen to while I'm gone?
Of course. Were you really considering recruiting me into the Grey Wardens?
Of course. You are young and very skilled, or so I hear. Many of the finest Grey Wardens have been women. The Grey Wardens do not recruit simply anybody, and I intend no flattery when I say you show promise. The old treaties allow me to conscript you even against your father's wishes, but I will not do so. Our order is too small to risk animosity with Ferelden's nobility.
I'm glad I am to hear it.
It's tempting, your lordship, but I'm content to see what other candidates your castle offers.
In the meantime, find Fergus, and tell him to lead the troops to Ostagar ahead of me.
I'd like to stay and talk to Duncan.
You'll have plenty of time after we're gone. We must discuss the battle plans in the south. Be a good lass and do as I've asked. We'll talk soon.
Where do you think Fergus is?
Upstairs in his chambers, no doubt. Saying goodbye to Oriana and your nephew. I'll talk to you soon. Just let me finish my meeting with Duncan.
I'm sorry, but I believe your father wishes to talk to the Arl and myself alone.
I was hoping to ask you a quick question or two.
Very well. I doubt your father would mind a slight delay.
Did you really come all this way to see Sir Gilmore?
I have only found a couple of worthy candidates in my travels across Ferelden. Your father invited me here, suggesting this Sir Gilmore. If he is not suitable, I will head south and join up with the king.
You know the king?
Not well. King Cailan is an eager young man who has shown great wisdom in responding to the darkspawn threat.
I've heard he is a bit enraptured with the Grey Warden legend, and that is why he caters to your order.
How? That is unworthy of you.
He only repeats what we've all heard. Whatever the king's reasons, I'll take his support. The priority is defeating the darkspawn before they threaten all of Ferelden.
So there really are darkspawn in the south?
Indeed. We spotted a horde assembling in the Korkari Wilds not 3 weeks ago. Luckily, King Cailan took us at our word and marshaled Ferelden's forces quickly. The first battles have already been fought. Your father and I must move quickly.
How many darkspawn are there?
Thousands. Perhaps 10,000 or more in this horde. Normally the darkspawn stay in the deep roads. It bodes ill that so many risk the surface.
How much danger are my father and brother in?
Well, I understand the first battles have gone easily.
Indeed. Are the Grey Wardens sure this is a blight, and not simply some large darkspawn raid?
No archdemon has been sighted yet, my lord. But with my entire soul, I believe this is a blight.
I wish we shared your faith. I suppose we shall see for ourselves once we arrive at the king's camp.
I apologize, Duncan. How this has nerve teaching my children such slanderous nonsense?
I take no offense. The Grey Wardens are not what we once were.
I'll not have the Warden spoken ill of in my household. Without them, the Darkspawn would have killed us all in the first Blight. You are the only reason men still live in Thedas.
May we speak later?
Your father has left you in charge of the castle? Then I will see you at dinner tomorrow, if not sooner.
I would prefer sooner.
Then let us meet in the morning. I will seek you out before Sir Gelmore's testing. Would that be sufficient?
I was hoping you might test me for recruitment.
Honestly, the Wardens would be thrilled to have you, but I won't go against your father's wishes. If you wish to discuss this further, however, let us talk after your father and the Earl depart.
I'm standing right here, you know.
I'm only suggesting satisfying my host's curiosity, as tempting as recruitment might be.
Your father's permissiveness has made you willful, indeed. It may not always serve you so well.
Until the morning, then. I look forward to it.
Earl how?
Oh, really, you should do as your father asked. The trouble ahead won't wait for these little chats.
I just wanted to wish you well.
I thank you. That is quite unnecessary.
Greetings, my lady. You are the Teyrn's daughter, are you not?
I am indeed. Lilias Cousland.
That is good to know. I am a member of Arlhow's personal guard. The rest of the Arl's forces are expected tonight. I understand you shall take charge of your father's castle once we march.
So I'm told.
Ah, then I wish you luck. Good evening, my lady.
There you are. Your mother told me the Teyrn had summoned you, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Hello to you too, Sir Gilmore.
Pardon my abruptness, my lady. It's simply that I've been looking everywhere for you.
Yes, I was with Father's very important company.
Yes, I saw the Arl arrive. I fear your hound has the kitchens in uproar once again. Nan is threatening to leave.
She was my nanny before she was the cook. Nan won't leave.
Your mother disagrees. She insists you collect the dog, and quickly.
I need to talk to my brother first.
Your mother was quite specific. Unless the castle is under attack, you get that dog before doing anything else. Her words, not mine.
Did the dog get into the larder again?
No matter how the maids try to keep him out, he always finds a way in. You know these Mabari hounds. He'll listen to his mistress, but anyone else risks having an arm bitten off.
He knows better than to hurt anyone.
I'm not willing to test that.
Then I guess I should go collect him.
That would be wise, before Nan tears down the walls. You're quite lucky to have your own Mabari warhound, you know. Smart enough not to talk, my father used to say. Of course, that means he's easily bored. Nan swears he confounds her just to amuse himself. At any rate, your mother would have me accompany you until the matter is settled, shall we?
To the kitchen, then.
Just follow the yelling. When Nan's unhappy, she makes sure everyone knows it.
Where is my mother, exactly?
She was entertaining Lady Landra and her son when I left her. Perhaps in the atrium? Before we go, my lady, might I beg a question? I've heard from several people that a Grey Warden is here. Is that true?
You sound quite excited.
Awed, more like. The reputation of the Grey Wardens as mythical warriors is unsurpassed.
It's true. I did meet him.
Then, is it also true that this Grey Warden was asking after me?
I really don't have time for gossip, Sir Gilmore.
As you wish. Although it's going to drive me mad until I find out.
I'm joking. In fact, he intends to test you for recruitment.
Maker's breath. Are you certain? Can you imagine me, a Grey Warden? It would be everything I've dreamed of. Of course, I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Pardon my outburst.
Do you know much about the Grey Wardens?
Only what everyone hears. I never expected to actually see one. So few of them are here in Ferelden.
Have you ever seen darkspawn?
Never. You hear about darkspawn attacking homesteads and travellers, but I thought they were just stories.
Are the Grey Wardens really as skilled as the legends say?
I hear they only recruit the most skilled. It'd be disappointing if that wasn't true.
What happens if the Grey Wardens recruit you?
I only know that once you become a Grey Warden, your old life is over. There's no going back. But what if the Grey Warden tries to recruit you? Have you thought about it?
I wish he would recruit me.
Too bad. It's unlikely that the Wardens would risk your father's wrath.
You want to be a warden? Your father wouldn't object.
Well, you know I've served your father for years, since my own father sent me to squire here. My father is a minor lord in the Bannorn, but our land is little more than a glorified farmstead. I do miss it, though. The valleys of the Bannorn are beautiful this time of year. I take great pride in serving the Teyrn. Still, if I had the opportunity to join the Grey Wardens, I wouldn't hesitate.
I would miss you terribly. But at least my father would let one of us go.
With his blessing, I imagine. Joining the Wardens is the highest service one can render.
Why aren't you marching with our men?
I would were it my choice. Your father decided I should remain with the complement guarding the castle. I hope that's because this Grey Warden wishes to see me.
I really don't need you to accompany me, you know.
Oh, it's no bother. I should make sure that Nan is settled anyhow, or your mother will have my hide.
Let's get going.
Of course, my lady. Lead on.
Ah, here is my daughter, along with Sir Gilmore. Tell me, Sir Gilmore, has my pup collared that dog yet?
Not just yet, your ladyship.
Darling, do take care of that. That malodorous hound of yours is an excellent protector, but he drives Nan to distraction.
Oh, I'm sure they'll fight it out.
Don't give Mother a headache.
Father sent me to speak to Fergus first.
I'm not asking you to travel to the moon. The kitchen is just around the corner. Sir Gilmore, see that it gets done.
As your ladyship commands.
Good. With any luck, I'll be able to feed my guests before the end of next week.
Get that bloody mutt out of the larder!
But mistress, it won't let us near.
If I can't get into that larder, I'll skin both of you useless elves, I swear it.
Calm down, good woman. We've come to help.
You and you! Your bloody mongrel keeps getting into my larder. That beast should be put down.
He's not a mongrel, he's a purebred...
A blight wolf is what he is. How am I supposed to work like this?
Perhaps you should lock your larder tighter.
If I locked it any tighter, we couldn't get in.
Oh dear. Mistress, calm down, please.
That's it. I'll quit. Inform the Teyrn, or I'll go and cook at some nice estate in the Banorn.
Nan, please. We'll get the dog. Calm down.
Just get him gone. I've enough to worry about with a castle full of hungry soldiers. You two, stop standing there like idiots. Get out of the way!
Oh, look at that mess. How did he even get in here?
What a smart boy you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Oh, encourage the hound, why don't you? No wonder he keeps giving Nan fits. It does seem like he's trying to tell you something. Wait. Did you hear that?
Let us dispatch them, and quickly!
Am I reduced to the post of rat catcher?
Quickly! We must fight!
Cut them down! Terrorize another pantry!
Now we do battle!
Giant rats? It's like the start of every bad adventure tale my grandfather used to tell. Your hound must have chased them in through their holes. Looks like he wasn't raiding the larder after all.
It certainly looks that way. Good boy.
Those were rats from the Kokari Wilds. Best not to tell Nan. She's upset enough as it is. But seeing as you've got your Mabari well in hand, I'll be on my way. I'm to prepare for the arrival of more of the Jarl's men.
There he is, as brazen as you please, licking his chops after helping himself to the roast, no doubt.
He's not so bad. Just being a dog.
Look at him now. Snuck into my larder once again and makes off like a free thief, he does.
Actually, he was defending your larder from monster rats.
What? Rats? Not the large grey ones?
They'll rip you to shreds, they will!
See, now you've gone and scared the servants. I expect those filthy things are dead.
Oh, mistress! There are rats in the larder! Big ones!
Looks like the dog killed them.
Oh, I bet that dog led those rats into there to begin with. Oh, don't even start with the sad eyes. I'm immune to your so-called charms. Here then, take these pork bits and don't say that Nan never gives you anything. Bloody dog. Thank you, my lady. Now we can get to work. That's right, you two. Quit standing about. Now, if you'll just hold on a moment. Yes?
Oh, I'll just go.
Adney, get moving with those casts. And Kath, do you think you can serve that to the Teyrn with dirt from the floor all over it?
Miserable old bat.
Old bat, am I? We've got to work double time on supper, sweep out the hearths, and no complaining.
Have you considered whipping them?
Oh, there's no need for that. Don't think I don't see you there, Kath.
She's got eyes in the back of her head, she does.
Busy day?
Just keeping order. That's why your father keeps me on. The good maker knows I needn't take care of you anymore. Thank you for coming to your old nanny's rescue. That blasted hound is more trouble than he's worth. He is. And don't start with me. You've gotten all you're getting today. But what about you, my lady? Been keeping safe and well behaved, I hope? I'm not exactly privy to your goings-on now that you're grown. Just an old nanny, never invited to your father's fancy meetings.
Why would I say anything but yes?
Huh, clever whelp. That mouth of yours will get you into trouble one day.
Don't worry, I keep good. When it's convenient to do so.
To be truly good is doing right by others even when it doesn't suit you. Do you remember that bedtime tale I used to tell you, the dog that bit?
Oh, Maker, not this again.
Yes, this again. You remember how it begins?
I remember it.
Good. Then you can start.
Once upon a time, there was a dog. And he bit someone, and everyone lived happily ever after, especially the very busy Teyrn's daughter.
You'd think I hadn't told you this tale 1,000 times. Bless me, I used to tell you that one every night, I did. I thought it was your favourite. Before our fathers' fathers came down from the mountains, a warhound was born to the elder bitch of a tribal chief. They named him Hahaku and gave him everything. He grew up a fine, strong pup, destined to be the partner of the chief's eldest son.
And the dog found this idea tedious.
The young hound became arrogant, taking food from his kin and warning them, in the way of dogs, that the chief's family would punish them if they tried to attack him. Years passed, and the time for the chief's son to take a warhound came closer. Hahaku's pride swelled, and many of the people of the tribe came to the chief, quietly whispering of this dog's bullying. With each complaint, the chief saw only Hahaku's strength and pride, and sent his people away. But as his son grew, the chief watched more closely. The day might come when his boy's life would depend on this dog. If the humblest of his people would not trust Hahaku, how could he?
So he chose the more reliable dog, if weaker.
There are many kinds of weakness. You'd do well to remember that. When the day came, Hahaku sat proudly waiting to be called, but the old chief chose Hahaku's brother as his son's hound. Hahaku was shamed, but felt no remorse. So great was his rage that he darted across the fire pit and bit the chief's hand.
A bold move.
No, an impulsive and prideful one.
He should have waited until the chief was alone.
He shouldn't have done it at all. The chief and his son struck at Hahaku, cursing him. The hound ran into the village, seeking shelter in the tents and kennels. The other dogs snapped at him, and the tribe's people threw stones at him. Before the chief could reach him, the tribe had torn Hahaku apart. Now, what should you carry from this tale?
How you treat the least is remembered by the greatest. No one is above justice, so you should respect all equally.
True. Hahaku thought nothing of abusing the tribe and their dogs, but their complaints showed the chief he could not be trusted. The tribe and their dogs granted the chief and his dogs their authority. When they saw that Hahaku was unworthy, they turned on him. But you're far too old now for an old woman to be reminding you to watch how you behave,
Why did you tell me that story?
It's a story worth repeating. That's all. Be off with you then. Tell your brother farewell before he rides off to war.
And my dear Bryce bought this back from Orlais last year. The Marquis who gave it to him was drunk, I understand, and mistook Bryce for the king. Ah, here is my lovely daughter. I take it by the presence of that troublesome hound of yours that the situation in the kitchen is handled? You've always had a way with her.
Oh, well, Nan's had exploded, and my hound ate the kitchen staff.
Well, at least one of us will have had a decent dinner. Perhaps your hound left something I can feed my guests.
And perhaps the giant rats we killed in the larder.
Ah, marvellous. Just the thing for my guests to hear right before dinner. Darling, you remember Lady Landra, Ban Lawrence's wife?
I think we last met at your mother's spring salon.
Of course. It is good to see you again, my lady.
You're too kind, dear girl. Didn't I spend half the salon trying to convince you to marry my son?
And made a very poor case for it, I might add.
Ah, yes. Weren't you drunk?
I'm so proud of my pup's mastery of tact and diplomacy.
Well, it was a lovely salon, from what little I remember.
Which wouldn't be much, considering we had to pour you into the carriage afterwards.
You remember my son, Teyrn. He's not married yet, either.
Don't listen to her. It's good to see you again, milady. You're looking as beautiful as ever.
You're looking quite handsome yourself.
And this is my lady-in-waiting, Iona. Do say something, dear.
It is a great pleasure, my lady. You are as pretty as your mother describes.
And she says that after seeing you whacking stuffed men in the courtyard, sweating like a mule.
Your daughter's prowess with the blade is most impressive.
I was quite the battle maiden myself in my day. But I think it was the softer arts that helped me land a husband.
I can handle my own affairs. Thank you, dear mother.
All evidence to the contrary. You would think that it would make it easier to make a match for her, not more difficult.
Perhaps your daughter simply has a mind of her own, your ladyship. You should be proud.
Proud doesn't get me any more grandchildren.
Perhaps we should speak alone sometime, Teyrn.
I would like that, milady.
I think perhaps I shall rest now, my dear. Teyrn, I will see you and Iona at supper.
Perhaps we'll retire to the study for now.
Good evening, your ladyship.
You should say goodbye to Fergus while you have the chance.
Did you know there's a Grey Warden here?
Yes, your father mentioned that. You haven't got it into your head that you want to be recruited.
Would that be so bad? The darkspawn have returned. Grey Wardens are needed.
There's enough here at the castle to occupy you. I don't need you off chasing danger like your brother.
Do you know where Fergus might be?
If he's not out with his men, probably upstairs with Oriana.
Why can't I go with Father and Fergus?
I know it's difficult to stay in the castle and watch others ride off, but we must see to our duties first. You understand that, don't you?
What if I could make a difference? I just feel as if every time I'm given an opportunity, Father snatches it away. How long am I expected to be held back? To do nothing? Did Father not teach me I have a duty to make the world a better place?
You are here. Trust me, you'll get your chance for excitement soon enough.
I have a bad feeling about this.
As do I. Your father and brother are marching off to fight Maker knows what. All the assurances in the world don't comfort me. But it wouldn't help for us to take up arms and follow. Fergus and your father have their duty and we have ours.
Are you staying at the castle?
For a few days. Then I'll travel with Lady Landra to her estate and keep her company for a time. Your father thinks my presence here might undermine your authority.
I'm worried about everyone going off, but I was thinking that myself.
Delightful. Then there's no argument.
I'll go see Fergus then.
I love you, my darling girl. You know that, don't you?
I love you too. But I'm hardly a girl any longer.
Indeed. I turned around and here you are, a fine woman in your own right. But that doesn't mean I have to like it.
What brought this on?
You've grown up so fast. And now Bryce is leaving you in charge of the castle. I suppose there's no point in dwelling on it. Go do what you must then. I will see you soon.
Brother Aldous.
Hello, my dear girl. By chance, I am beginning to teach these young squires about your family's history.
Do we have to? History is boring.
Boys, you are referring to the Couslands, the very family in whose castle you live. Show some respect.
It's all right. I suppose it is quite boring.
I see you haven't changed. Every day I pray to the Maker that my lessons will stick, and every day he tasks me anew. If the mind is not exercised, it withers just as the body does. Perhaps you'd care to join me in teaching the lesson? Perhaps you could make the topic more palatable for these lads and their minuscule intellects.
Certainly. I would be happy to.
Wonderful. Oh, the Cousland history is long indeed. Where shall we start?
How about the founding of our line? In the Towers Age, back when Highever was ruled by the Alstan family. According to legend, Ban Carnival Alstan was murdered by his wife, Flemeth, the infamous Witch of the Wilds. I'm sure the young ones have heard of her, especially when they misbehave. With the end of the Alstan line, his captain, Teyrn of Cousland, inherited the position. We didn't become a Teyrn until... What age was it again?
Well, records are vague, but the Couslands became Teyrns during the Black Age. Is that familiar, child?
During the lycanthrope plague, I believe.
Good. I'm pleased some of my lessons seem to have stuck. At that time, your family held only the minor title of Ban. When the werewolves reached this area, Ban Mather Cousland organized a curfew and patrols within the city. Several other local bands supported his efforts by swearing oaths of fealty, making him their Teyrn.
Though all this predates the founding of the kingdom, yes? When we were still considered Alamari. As I recall, the first king was born in Highever?
Well, I'm glad some of my lessons don't disappear into that yawning chasm between your ears, young lady.
It's your skill as a tutor, of course.
If I were truly a skilled tutor, I suspect I would not encounter such insouciance amongst my pupils. You can look that up later. A pity you don't spend the same care whetting the edge of your mind as your tongue. At any rate, your family has held the Teyrn of Highever since before King Calenhad united Ferelden. In fact, Teyrn of Cousland battled Calenhad to maintain Highever's independence.
And Calenhad let us keep the Teyrn?
Calenhad wished to unite Ferelden, not conquer it. After Elathia's men were defeated, Calenhad asked her to swear fealty. The boulder where they held council still stands today as a memorial of that event.
Why did we oppose the king?
Well, the Couslands are ardent royalists now, but at that time, Calenhad was unknown and considered dangerous by many. When Calenhad's army reached Highever, Teyrn of led the local bands against him. Obviously, Calenhad won.
What about our history with the house? It wasn't always so friendly. Before we were Teyrn, we were Benorn, sworn to the Isle of Amaranthine. We gained our independence after a bloody war, and now they are sworn to us. But there is more recent history, yes?
The history between the Couslands and the house reaches back to the Orlesian occupation.
When did Orlais occupy Highever, specifically?
During your grandfather's rule. Of course, Orlais found it difficult to hold these lands. During the rebellion against Orlais, several battles were fought near Highever. The port village of Harper's Ford was the Teyrn's center. Its Jarl was Tarleton Howe. Though nearly 90, he was still as sharp and bitter as cheap ale. Your grandfather openly supported the rebellion, but Howe sided with Orlais. Your family was forced to seize Harper's Ford before it was all over.
Unfortunate, but we couldn't lose Harper's Ford.
Correct. That caused a rift between the two families, as you might imagine.
But the current Jarl and his uncle were part of the rebellion, were they not? That's how he and my father are old friends.
The Howes eventually joined the rebellion, when all of Ferelden united behind King Merrick and General Loghain. Just as now we united behind Merrick's son, King Cailan, to fight the darkspawn.
I believe that is a perfect place to end the lesson, then.
Thank you for indulging an old man.
Oh, does that mean we have to listen to you now?
Silence! I will not have you two becoming smart-mouthed hooligans. Perhaps you should go. I doubt they need any more distraction. I'm just going to settle in here and apparently just talk to myself for all the good I'm doing. Then ask myself all this, why do you do this?
Mother says the darkspawn will all be killed and I won't see one. Is that true? I'm going to be a knight just like my father. Then I'll kill darkspawn too.
That is a wonderful dog. He seems very noble and intelligent. Greetings once again, my lady.
You are very pretty, if I might say so.
My lady is very kind. Thank you.
How did you come to know Lady Landra?
My family has been in service to hers for many years. Lady Landra elevated my place as a reward for our loyalty. I hope this position might pass to my daughter.
You have a daughter?
Forgive me, I shouldn't have mentioned her.
It's all right. Tell me about her.
Her name is
Sarah.
Her father died of a wasting sickness 2 years ago.
You speak of her fondly.
Sarah
is my life. You will know when you have children. This is why your mother protects you from the coming battle.
I bet she has your beautiful eyes.
She does. Many people say she looks a great deal like me. I'm the only one who sees her father in her.
Don't you hope for more for your daughter?
I have risen very high for my people. I would not tempt fate by wishing more.
It sounds like Lady Landra has been good to you.
Lady Landra is good to her elven servants. That is not true in many households, but I hear it is in yours. It speaks well of your father to show such compassion.
I don't see too many elven ladies in waiting.
Lady Landra has been very good to me. I am lucky. If I may, I see that you have no ladies in waiting. Is this usual for a noblewoman of your rank?
Maybe a little. I never needed one.
That is a very Ferelden attitude, I think, to be so self-sufficient.
If I had a maid like yourself, I might consider it.
You are very kind, my lady. I am nobody special. You make me blush.
Tell me more about yourself.
I am an open book, my lady. What would you like to know?
Where were you born?
Lady Landra's manor is not half so large as your castle, so my family lives in the alienage.
Do you enjoy living there?
There we do not stand out quite so much. In an alienage, my daughter learns what it means to be elven, as much as possible. So much of our history has been lost.
What do you think of humans?
That is an awkward question. What do you mean?
Do you find us very different from your own people?
Sometimes, but to be honest, we elves have lost much of our history. Few speak our language anymore, and many do not know what being elven means. We live amongst you, worship as you do, sing the same songs, eat the same foods. I am a Ferelden woman, yet my race will always set me apart.
Is there anyone special back home?
No longer. I have little time for such things.
You're joking. Someone as beautiful as you are.
You flatter me, my lady. I am not so pretty that suitors are lining up, if that's what you mean.
Have you thought about it?
Between caring for my daughter and Lady Landra, very little. Though I would not rule it out if the right person came along. Of course.
I would like to get to know you better.
Are we doing just that? What else did you have in mind?
I'm not sure. I just like you. That's all.
And I you, my lady. My time is not my own, of course, but if Lady Landra's path should cross yours, I would love to see you. Another time, I hope.
Hello again. Your castle study is wonderful. Might I ask whose collection this is?
My grandfather's.
Yes, he was something of a scholar, right? An interest in magical studies?
You have an interest in magic.
Not per se. Books are my passion. Years ago I wanted to join the chantry as a scholar, but Father wouldn't hear of it.
That sounds familiar. My father and I don't always agree either.
I'm my father's heir. I've grown used to putting duty first. No doubt you've experienced that.
Duties I can manage. It's my priorities he doesn't understand.
That's too bad, I suppose.
True. But, luckily, my main interests were Ferelden enough to be encouraged.
Oh, such as?
Combat, mostly. Both warrior and rogue.
An unusual occupation for a young woman. I find it utterly fascinating, to be honest.
Well, that's good. Since you might see enough of it in the coming days, if the rumours about Blight are true. You'll be riding with my father tomorrow, correct?
Yes, though I don't know when. I will leave when your father does. I'll ride as his second. A glorified squire, more or less. I'll care for his horse and armor and such. It's quite an honor. I'm a bit surprised that you're not riding alongside your brother. Is that disappointing?
Are you implying something?
Implying? Not at all. I'm simply curious.
Of course I want to go. But Mother says there'll be enough here to keep me occupied.
True enough. This is no small estate like my own. If you're interested, I shall record what I can during the battle. My writing skills may be lacking, but I hope to convey a true sense of the warrior's experience. Writing such an important work is one of my ambitions.
That sounds wonderful. I would love to hear about it. Perhaps we could spend some time together when you get back.
I would be glad of the chance to get to know you better.
So then, you think you'll actually fight?
I hope so. I admit to trepidation about facing darkspawn, but I can't imagine an opponent more worthy of defeat.
Do you know anything about the Grey Wardens?
No more than anyone else. Is it true there is one here in the castle? Have you met him?
It's true. I did meet him.
I'd join the Grey Wardens in a heartbeat. Can you imagine destroying the darkspawn forever? Becoming a hero? But I'd never gain a Grey Warden's notice. I'll have to be happy under your father's command.
Speaking of such, before you go off, I would like to get to know you better.
I'd like that. What did you have in mind?
Tell me about yourself. We've never really talked one-on-one before.
There's not much to tell. I am the eldest son of a minor lord. I can't imagine I'm anyone very interesting to you.
On the contrary, I find you quite interesting. Why don't we go somewhere more private?
Gladly. But your mother is expecting me for dinner shortly, as is mine. Perhaps another time?
You could come to my room later tonight.
I suppose I could see you after everyone is asleep for something of a more intimate nature, if that is what you mean.
Is that what you want?
I think I do.
See you tonight.
I look forward to it. I shall see you then. I shall see you tonight, milady, after dinner is done and everyone has retired. Until then.
Maker, prepare a place for us. Redeem our world from sin. Forgive our transgressions.
Maker, forgive us all!
Have you come to pray for your brother and father? I'd be happy to ask for the Maker's blessings with you.
Perhaps later.
There may not be another time.
If it will make you feel better.
Would it not make you feel better?
I just don't see the point.
I would think that a woman who desires to spend her life on the battlefield would show more humility.
I just don't think anyone hears our prayers.
The prophet Andraste herself once doubted the path before her. I prayed that the danger your brother and father face might change your mind. It saddens me that you will walk alone in this world and the hereafter by your choice of blindness. I would hope that one who may succeed the Teyrn would value piety more than that.
Forgive me, I suppose I'm just feeling frustrated.
Because of your brother's departure?
I feel I should be going with him.
Your insight and cleverness would be of great aid, but your father doubtlessly fears risking both his children in battle.
Perhaps you're right, Mother Malol.
Please, child, call me Malol. I've known you since you were a wee babe after all. I will pray for the safety of your father and your brother. Join in if your heart compels you. Creator of the sky, the land, and the sea, hear your people in our time of need.
Maker, watch over us.
Let no man have cause to fear the shadows. Let their souls be lifted upon your return. So let it be.
Maker, forgive us all.
There now. I'll be keeping a vigil tonight. You're welcome to come. There are many more who must receive the Maker's blessings before they leave. If you would excuse me.
Thank you, Malol.
It is the least I could do. If the worst comes to pass, child, take comfort in knowing that the Maker's will takes many forms. We shall talk once the soldiers have departed.
Is there really going to be a war, Papa? Will you bring me back a sword?
That sword, Oren, and I'll get you the mightiest one I can find, I promise. I'll be back before you know it.
I wish victory was indeed so certain. My heart is disquiet.
Don't frighten the boy, love. I speak the truth. And here's my little sister to see me off. Now dry your eyes, love, and wish me well.
No darkspawn can harm my brother.
He is as mortal as anyone, despite his refusal to believe.
Now, love, no need to be grim.
Should I wait outside?
Stay. I'd like to say farewell.
If I stay any longer, I'll get sick. Lovey-dovey has just never agreed with me.
When there's a man in your life, you'll understand.
No fewer than 3, please. And throw in a few women.
Such a thing would bring shame upon this house, sister. But if it's true, you must be discreet.
I'm not sure how I should take that, love.
As the advice of a practical Antivan woman, my dear.
I prefer my freedom, thanks.
One day you'll meet someone who can handle you, mark my words.
You'll be missed, brother.
If it's any consolation, I'm sure I'll freeze in the southern rain and be completely jealous of you up here, warm and safe.
I am positively thrilled that you will be so miserable, husband.
I wish I could go with you.
I wish you could come. It'll be tiring killing all those darkspawn myself.
In Antiva, a woman fighting in battle would be unthinkable.
Is that so? I always heard Antivan women were quite dangerous.
With kindness and poison only, my husband.
This from the woman who serves me my tea.
Do you really think the war will be over quickly?
Word from the south is that the battles have gone well. There's no evidence that this is a true blight, just a large raid.
Could that be true?
I'll see for myself soon enough. Pray for me, love, and I'll be back within a month or two.
Did you know there's a Grey Warden in the castle?
Really? Was he riding a griffin?
Shh, Orin. Griffins only exist in stories now.
I'd heard that. Did he say why he's come?
He's going to test Sir Gilmore.
Good for him. I hope he makes it. If I were a Grey Warden, though, I'd have my eye on you. Not that Father would ever allow it.
You can say that again.
You'd think every Grey Warden in Ferelden would have headed south already. No matter.
Father asked me to tell you to gather the men and march ahead of him.
Then the Jarl's men are delayed. You'd think his men were all walking backwards. Well, I'd better get underway. So many darkspawn to behead, so little time. Off we go then. I'll see you soon, my love.
I would hope, dear boy, that you plan to wait for us before taking your leave.
Be well, my son. I will pray for your safety every day you are gone.
Fergus will be fine. A good shield will be more useful.
I keep telling you, no darkspawn will ever best me.
You could have delivered your message yourself, Father.
And miss having both my children in one place before I leave? Not likely.
The Maker sustain and preserve us all. Watch over our sons, husbands and fathers, and bring them safely back to us.
And bring us some ale and wenches while you're at it. For the men, of course.
Fergus, you would say this in front of your mother?
What's a wench? Is that what you pull on to get the bucket out of the well?
A wench is a woman that pours the ale in a tavern, Orin. Or a woman who drinks a lot of ale.
Bryce, Maker's breath. It's like living with a pair of small boys. Thankfully, I have a daughter.
I'll miss you, mother dear. You'll take care of her, sister, won't you?
Of course I will.
Oh, good. How thrilling to know I'm so well taken care of.
Mother can take care of herself. Always has.
It's true. They should be sending her, not me. She would scold those darkspawn back into the deep roads.
Well, I'm glad you find this so funny.
You'll need more protection than any of us.
I agree. Especially if you get yourself hurt. I will never forgive you.
Now that is a good incentive, wouldn't you say?
Enough, enough. Pup, you'll want to get an early night. You've much to do tomorrow.
Getting sent to bed early, are we?
I don't mind. I have someone waiting for me.
What? You saucy minx.
Fergus, really?
Well, I sure hope he's worthy of your time, or I'll have to have a chat with the fellow.
Have fun on the long march. In the cold.
A warm bed doesn't sound so bad now, come to think of it.
I'd still rather be going with you.
I'd rather that too. It'd be fun fighting side by side. Maybe next time. Well, you know Father when he makes up his mind. At any rate, I'll miss you. Take care of everyone, and be here when I get back. Now I wish I was staying. It's damn cold in the south this time of year.
Best do as your father says, darling. I will see you in the morning, bright and early.
If you should need any assistance in the coming days, I would be glad to offer it.
Mama says you're going to be watching over us while Papa is gone. Is that true, Auntie?
I wish you wouldn't call me that.
But you're my auntie. What else could I call you, silly?
Your aunt no doubt thinks it makes her sound too old, Orin.
But she is old. But not as old as you, Mama. What if the castle is attacked? Will there be dragons?
Dragons are terrible creatures, Orin. They eat people.
Yeah, I want to see one.
This is your influence, Fergus.
What? I didn't say anything.
Are you going to teach me to use a sword, Auntie? Then I can fight evil too. Take that, dire bunny! Oh, darkspawn, fear my sword of truthiness.
Truthiness?
We're teaching him about honesty.
Every sword needs a good name, I guess. Bring truthiness along and let's go.
Fergus, there are times your family causes me great pain.
Now, mind your mother, Oren.
How about poison? Can I learn about that?
I'm thinking no.
I never get to do anything.
Don't worry, son. You'll get to see a sword up close real soon, I promise.
This is going to be boring. I don't want to stay in the castle all the time.
Father, can we speak?
You should be on your way, pup. Long day ahead tomorrow.
This Grey Warden?
Ah, I was wondering how long this would take. Has he asked to recruit you?
I think you made the repercussions of such a proposal quite clear.
You must understand, as a father.
Your duty is to help me prepare for the world, not to keep me from it. I've worked tirelessly to forge my path in glory, and in each step you thwart me.
That discussion is closed. Duncan is an honored guest, and it's your duty to make him welcome here.
This isn't just about the Grey Wardens, is it? You're still angry I called off the betrothal. You were only 16. I had to decide your entire future in that moment. You're young, so I understand, but you would have regretted it.
You would have regretted it. I'm not you. I don't care about true love. I wanted the throne. I wanted to do good in this world. Marrying Caelan was my only chance. You've gotten in the way of so many potential alliances because you think I should marry for love. But it's my choice. You squandered my chances to be queen. And now that I have another chance for glory, you've squandered it again. If I can't be queen, I would happily become a Grey Warden. A hero of legend. But no, what path is acceptable to you? This is a blight. This is my opportunity. All I want is a chance to make my mark on this world.
Stubborn as always. I understand. But this is why it's so important that you stay.
Stay? And do what, exactly? Do I seriously have a duty to stay here? Will others fight?
Yes, you do. Is that clear? I'm scared myself. But we are Couslands, and we do what must be done.
And if things don't work out? If you can't contain the darkspawn, what then?
Then I would have to consider it.
You mean it?
If a blight is truly upon us in the south, then Grey Wardens will be needed. There is no higher calling. If it comes to that, we can talk about it when I get back. Until then, just show him every courtesy. Duncan is a fine man. And a hero.
I will, Father. Thank you.
I know that you'll do me proud. You've grown into a sensible woman. That much is clear.
I see you found my books. I've read these many times.
So would I. Do you have a favorite book?
The Art of Passionate Love by Brother Capria.
Oh, that was banned by the Chantry, wasn't it? Quite provocative, I understand. I've, never read it myself.
It isn't really meant for reading.
No, I'd heard that. Hence the banning.
I could tell you about it.
Oh, that's not necessary. Perhaps another time.
It's a joke, Teyrn.
You had me going there.
In truth, my favorite book is The Dragons of Tevinter by Brother Timaeus.
Good choice. Timaeus' theory on the nature of dragons and how they connect to darkspawn is quite intriguing.
I've always had a passion for dragons. Not in the worshipping way, of course, but I find them fascinating. Fire and flight. Power and freedom. It is nice to have someone else with a passion for knowledge. I certainly appreciate a man of intelligence.
You're too kind, milady. Though I'm certainly no smarter than yourself. Books are just an interest.
Right now, my interest lies in other things.
Ah, yes. I've heard rumors about you, to be honest. No disrespect intended.
You would prefer to take it slow, then?
I don't actually know you that well, milady. You're beautiful, capable, but beyond that, a bit of a mystery to me.
You think I'm beautiful?
Was there any question of it?
What have you heard about me?
Everyone says you're more likely to succeed the Teyrn than your brother is.
Unlikely, but possible.
That the Cousland line has never been stronger. I don't know about here, but outside your castle, people discuss your family a great deal. Some say your father should have been king instead of Cousland. But it is just talk, I think, born of affection for your father.
You wouldn't have wanted the throne, and can't seem to understand why someone would. It's not really something I've discussed with anyone outside the castle.
Oh, my apologies. Would you like to discuss something else?
It's all right. I don't mind talking about it.
Did you love Cousland?
No. I really only met him a few times. And that's not something I care about anyways. I wish you would understand that I have ambition. I don't want to settle for a quiet life.
You want power. You are already a Teyrn's daughter.
Is it so wrong? My father, King Cousland, these people have all this power and do nothing with it. But it's clear the Maker has other plans for me. Boring ones.
What about me? I've had an eye on you for some time, though all we've had is passing conversation over the years. I'm no king or earl. I can't offer you power or anything spectacular.
Unlike you, I am no child of a great house. If I can rise within the ranks of your father's service, it is more than I could normally hope for.
I know you have great ambition, and you're a smart, capable woman. All I know is that I'm falling for you. I need to know, before we go any further, is there a chance? Would you ever be willing to settle for someone who loves you? Could that be enough?
Teyrn, I think maybe it could be enough. You could be enough.
I'm sorry, I've been trying to quiet him, but he won't have it. I don't know why he's so angry.
What did you do to him?
Nothing. His barking woke me up too.
Something doesn't feel right.
I thought I heard yelling when I woke up, but now I hear nothing. Wait here. I'm going to see if there's something out in the hall.
Teyrn!
As you say.
Where is the Teyrn? Tell us!
Come, let us end this. As you say. Darling, I heard fighting outside and I feared the worst. Are you hurt? Oh dear, that can't all be your blood. We have bandages here. I'll get them.
I'm fine. What about you?
They never got through the door, thanks to you.
Thank the Maker for that, at least. Those men killed Teyrn.
What? Not Landra's son. But why? Her scream woke me up. There were men in the hall, so I barred the door. Did you see their shields? Those are Hal's men. Why would they attack us?
Why do you think he has betrayed us? He attacks while our troops are gone.
You don't think Hal's men were delayed? On purpose? That bastard. I'll cut his lying throat myself. Have you seen your father? He never came to bed.
Not since we said goodbye to Fergus. If he was with Hal, then he may already be dead.
No, I won't believe that. We must find him.
Sounds like most of the forces are downstairs.
We must fight our way to him. Your father needs us both.
It sounds bad. Maybe you should stay here.
I most certainly will not. I am no Orlesian wallflower. Give me a sword and I'll use it. Now let's go.
Wait. What about Oren and Oriana?
And trust his mercy. What if the soldiers went into your brother's room first? Let's check on them quickly. Then we'll look for Bryce downstairs. No! My little Oren! What manner of fiend slaughters innocents?
I considered the house family. How could he do this?
Oh, he's not even taking hostages. He means to kill all of us.
Look away, Mother.
Oh, I'll look. I'll remember this day when Hal dies screaming like the dog he is.
He won't get away with this. He can't.
Oh, poor Fergus.
We will live to tell Fergus and to seek vengeance.
Let's go. I don't want to see this.
I'm gonna rip you a new one.
It shall be done. I'll kill them all myself. Oh, dear Landra. I'm so sorry. If she hadn't come to me, if she hadn't been here.
We'll make them pay. Every soul here will be avenged. No matter what.
Can you hear the fighting? Hal's men must be everywhere.
Please. I don't want you in danger.
My only grandchild is a ravaged corpse. What do I care about danger?
Then we should take the fight to them.
Don't be foolish. You would throw your life away?
Then what do you suggest we do?
The servants' passage leads out from the larder. But we must find your father first. The front gates. That's where your father must be.
Is there nothing else we can do?
I have my treasury key. We could go there first and take the Cousland sword from the vault. If anything is worth fighting to keep out of Hal's hands, it's that sword. But it may be a dangerous path.
That's it? We just let that bastard win.
Listen, darling. We haven't much time. If we can't find your father, you must get out of here alive. Without you and Fergus, the entire Cousland line dies here. If Howe's men are inside, they must already control the castle. We must use the servants' entry in the larder to escape. Do you hear me?
No! I want him dead.
Then survive, and visit vengeance upon him.
But we don't know that he's there.
Then let's find out for ourselves. But if Howe's trap has snapped shut, escaping may not be easy.
The castle has fallen! I'm getting out of here!
Don't be a coward. Stand and fight.
Yes, my lady. Here they come! Yeah! We're under attack!
Get him! Cousland guards. We must help them.
We must stop them!
Blast you!
Maker have mercy on your soul.
No!
You will be avenged, old sage. I swear it. We fight for our home! It is getting close to the treasury. The Cousland family blade lies inside. Use that key I gave you. That blade cannot fall into Howe's hands.
Very well.
I should have been harder on them. Maybe they'd still be alive. Here it is. Prepare for the sword.
I'll do it.
Come and get it. Oh, Maker.
I pray that Mother Malol has escaped. They would not commit that sacrilege on top of everything else, would they?
Enemies approaching! Don't give them the advantage!
We will not be defeated!
Is everyone?
There you come here!
I'll cut you!
There's no glory in bloodshed! Our skill has won the day!
Sir Gilmore!
These creatures come from?
Come on!
You're dead! Come on!
This is like a adventure story.
It shall be done.
That one almost made it into my boot.
We will not be defeated!
Go, man the gates. Keep those bastards out as long as you can. Your ladyship, my lady, you're both alive. I was certain Howe's men had gotten through.
They did get through.
They killed Oriana and Oren. I can't believe... Are you injured?
Don't worry about me, your ladyship. Thank the Maker you two are unharmed.
My father, where is he?
He was looking for you two. He told us to hold the hall as long as possible. When I realized what was happening, it was all I could do to shut the gates. But they won't keep Howe's men out long. If you've another way out of the castle, use it quickly.
What about the Grey Warden?
I've no idea. You don't think he's involved in this, do you?
Perhaps he was sent to kill Bryce? Oh dear. Have you seen him?
When I last saw the Teyrn, he'd been badly wounded. I urged him not to go, but he was determined to find you. He went towards the kitchen. I believe he thought to find you at the servants' exit in the larder.
Come with us. Please.
If I do that, you won't make it out before the gates fall.
No. You're my best friend. I'm not leaving you behind.
They won't hold. It will only delay the inevitable. Please, go while you have the chance.
Bless you, Sir Gilmore. Maker watch over you.
Maker, watch over us all.
Roderick. Thank you. For everything.
Give the Teyrn time to escape.
Goodbye.
Where is
Did you
the
not
Teyrn?
hear, Sir
Does he live?
Gilmore? We must go while we can.
Enemies approaching!
Very well.
Dare you come here?
If we must fight, let us do it quickly!
We must get out.
They're slaughtering
We must
everyone!
get out! They're slaughtering everyone! Die!
You'll bleed for this.
We will not be defeated! I will drive you from our land myself. Shall be done. We must get to the larder, quickly. I shall do it.
Get out! Run! I'm gonna rip you a new one.
The Couslands will not fall to the likes of you!
Nan! I am so sorry.
It is big.
There, you both are. I was
Bryce!
wondering when you would get here.
Maker's blood, what's happening? You're bleeding.
Hal's men found me first. Almost did me in right there.
I'll kill him for what he's done.
He can't get away with this. The king will...
How did you get here? You can hardly move.
Duncan, go. Found me. Brought me here.
And left you lying in your own blood? We must get you out of here!
I won't survive the standing, I think.
Then we'll have to drag you out.
Only if you're willing to leave pieces of me behind, pup.
Bryce, this is no time for jokes!
That's not true. You'll be fine. Get up and let's go.
Ah, my darling girl. If only Will could make it so.
Then we will stay and defend you.
Once Hal's men break through the gate, they will find us. We must go.
Someone must reach Fergus. Tell him what has happened.
That he is the new Teyrn.
If he lives, yes.
I won't be a messenger. Not this time. You will tell him yourself.
I wish I could go.
You must. Hal will have something planned for him too.
Bryce, no. The servants' passage is right here. We can flee together, find you healing magic.
The castle is surrounded. I cannot make it.
I'm afraid the Teyrn is correct. Hal's men have not yet discovered this exit, but they surround the castle. Getting past will be difficult.
You are Duncan, then? The Grey Warden?
Yes, your ladyship. The Teyrn and I tried to reach you sooner.
My daughter helped me get here. Make her be praised.
I am not surprised.
I'm surprised you haven't already left.
I did not wish to leave your father alone.
Thank you for saving my father.
I fear your thanks are premature. I doubt I have saved him.
Can you do something about how?
Not here. There are too many men, and they seem as willing to kill me as they are all of you. Flight is the only option.
Whatever is to be done now, it must be quick. They are coming.
Duncan, I beg you, take my wife and daughter to safety.
I will, your lordship, but I fear I must ask for something in return.
Anything.
What is happening here pales in comparison to the evil now loose in this world. I came to your castle seeking a recruit. The darkspawn threat demands that I leave with one.
I understand.
Are you talking about me?
You fought your way to me through Hal's men. I think the Maker's intention is clear.
What about Sir Gilmore?
Truthfully, you were always my first choice.
What if something has happened to Fergus?
The king will see justice done. The Grey Wardens, however, must face the darkspawn above all else.
He is right, pup.
No, I won't agree.
Then what else? How will you survive?
I will take the Tyrna and your daughter to Ostagar, to tell Fergus and the king what happened. Then your daughter joins the Grey Wardens.
So long as justice comes to Hal. I agree.
Then I offer you a place within the Grey Wardens. Fight with us.
My duty is to take vengeance on Hal.
We will inform the king, and he will punish Hal. I'm sorry, but a Grey Warden's duties take precedence even over vengeance.
Not like this. My duty is to fight for my family. To die with them.
Hal thinks he'll use the chaos to advance himself. Make him wrong, bub. See that justice is done. Our family always does our duty first. The darkspawn must be defeated. You must go. For your own sake and for Ferelden's.
No, I won't do it.
Then I have no choice. I hereby invoke the right of conscription and recruit you into the Grey Wardens despite your objection.
I'm sorry, pup, but it's better this way.
No,
we must
I'm
leave
not
quickly
going.
then.
Bryce, are you sure?
Our daughter will not die of Hal's treachery. She will live and make her mark on the world.
Darling, go with Duncan. You have a better chance to escape without me.
Eleanor.
Hush, Bryce. I'll kill every bastard that comes through that door to buy them time. But I won't abandon you.
I won't let you sacrifice yourself. We can find another way. We can fight.
So we all die? No. Your place is now with the Grey Wardens. Mine is with your father, at his side, to death and beyond.
I love you both so much.
Then live, darling. Become a Grey Warden and do what is right.
I'm so sorry it's come to this, my love.
We had a good life, and did all we could. It's up to our children now.
Then go, pup. Warn your brother. And know that we love you both. You do us proud.
They've broken through the gates. We must go now.
Goodbye, darling.
You know, I, myself, was conscripted into the Grey Wardens. My eventual acceptance of our order was an interesting adventure, with King Marek himself and a talking darkspawn. Would you like to hear the story?
I wanted to be a warden. But if this is the price...
Whatever it takes. That is our true mantra. In war, victory. In peace, vigilance. In death, sacrifice. Wardens make the hard decisions. They have to. Darkspawn are horrific creatures. I don't know if there's anything I can say that will truly prepare you for them.
I just watched my childhood home burn. I saw my tutor, my nanny, my servants and guards dead on the ground. My best friend sacrificed himself for me. I found my nephew and sister-in-law, throats slit open. My nephew is 8 years old, and they butchered him. And now my parents are dead. And the man who did this walks free with the spoils of victory. So whatever comes next, I'm ready. Whatever the darkspawn have in store, it can't possibly be worse than the horrors I've just seen. And no goddamn story's gonna help with that. I'm sorry. I'm being ungrateful. You saved my life. And now I'm yelling at my savior like a petulant child. I would like to hear that story now.